Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the 2022 World Cup. We are live and it's England. England versus Iran is going to kick off in about 30 minutes and we will be watching along with all the action. Get your thoughts in on how you see this one going and the team. We have the team news, or we've had the team news for around the past half hour, and people are digesting Gareth Southgate's first selection in this tournament. We kicked off yesterday with Ecuador and Qatar, our first watch along of the tournament. And here come England over on BBC. Get involved down there in the comments. We will be here for the next couple of hours watching along with this one. I suppose we'd better get right into it immediately. You should be able to see that team ticking along the bottom there. Get your thoughts in on it. And Gareth Southgate's first 11 of this tournament looks a little bit like that. Now, remember, when it's England, most, if not all, team selections are criticised. So we'll try and be positive, as we always do here on the channel. It is the back four that a lot of people wanted. International fans and England fans particularly tend to be more preoccupied with who's not playing rather than who is playing. But this is the 11 that Gareth Southgate has gone with. Jordan Pickford of Everton in goal has been Southgate's guy and England's guy for the past couple of tournaments. Kieran Trippier is no surprise at right back in the back four. Obviously, the injury to Reece James really put Trippier at the head of the queue down that side. Maybe at some point we might see Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Left back, Luke Shaw of Manchester United, again over on that left-hand side. Ben Chilwell may have been first choice. Who knows? He is also not about injured. He's coming home. Afternoon, Stephen. Come on, England. There we go. Some nice positive comments to start the day. Harry Maguire is in. I know he tends to be a bit of an obsession amongst England fans, but he is in and he doesn't tend to let England down, regardless of his club form. And a good solution, maybe, at left centre-back. John Stones is obviously a very high-performing player at a very high-performing team in Manchester City. So it is the back four. Honestly, I do suspect we will see the back three and the sort of 3-4-3 shape when the opponents get perhaps a bit trickier than Iran may or may not be today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, yeah, don't assume that back four will stay. The double pivot is Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. That seems to make plenty of sense. Maybe Bellingham has now moved ahead of Calvin Phillips in the pecking order, and that's probably his shirt to lose. Obviously, Phillips has had some injury issues, and he may be seen slightly later in the group stages, I would have thought. 3 off the front, Saka and all his thrust, and he can cut inside from that right-hand side, is inside right. Sterling, who performed very well, particularly in the early going in Euros. Not been banging the goals in, let's just say, for Chelsea this season. But again, another one who hasn't let England down and has been one of the star players in recent times. Mason Mount, again, another one the England fans tend to obsess about a little bit. But very good tactical player, Mount. And yeah, let's go with doesn't tend to let England down. What was that big twang? Do you know, I think my heat has just done something weird. That's very, very interesting. Did you hear that big twang? Something's just exploded in my room. Hopefully nothing too bad. I'll move on. Harry Kane, the England captain, obviously is going to start up top. Hopefully that might have just been me reversing into the heater down there. I can't win in here. It gets very, very cold. Otherwise, it should be Maddison instead of Sterling. Maddison's not fit, so that wasn't an option. Maybe Foden. Cody instead of Maguire. I'm not sure about that one. But all opinions are welcome. It's coming home. Come on, England. God save the king. Well, there we go. Very pleased with this side. Maybe questionable over Saka. I don't know. We've got so many good options in those positions to play off the front. He may be a fringe player. We'll find out when the games get trickier. A good afternoon. Welcome, Boca. Alistair, get tinkling those ivories, son. We need a single. A, I can't reach, and B, they're plastic. But I know what you're saying. Right, let's just have a look at the bench then for England, where you will see it was pretty star-studded, actually, isn't it? Callum Wilson. Spare striker there. Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford, Phil Foden. You could arguably see all of them, couldn't you? Conor Gallagher, James Maddison, Jordan Henderson, Calvin Phillips, Ben White, Connor Cody, Eric Dyer, Kyle Walker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Aaron Ramsdale, and Nick Pope. Fitness-wise, probably, as I said, we're not going to see Maddison today or Phillips, I wouldn't imagine. The Iranians, let me know who your favourite Iranian player is. But we do have a few, again, that play in Europe. We've got another ex-Brighton player. Brighton dominating the exotic players with 3 players in the Ecuador squad yesterday. The Ecuador team by the end of the game yesterday. As usual, all pronunciations are made in good faith. Feel free to moan about them if you want, but just know how you come across if you do that. In goal, Bayern Vand. We're expecting, according to FootMob, back 3, which will perplex me with a number 8 playing at centre-back, if that is indeed the case. Poral Gyanji is going to be right centre-back. That's going to be fun pronouncing. Cheshmi is a bit easier. We expect to be playing in the middle of the 3. And Hosseini is one of our European-based players. They play in Turkey for Kayserispor, as does one of the central midfielders as well. Left-hand side, we're expecting Mohammadi, who plays in Greece for AEK Athens. And down the right-hand side, Moharami of Dinamo Zagreb. In the midfield, again, good luck, wish me luck. Nuralhi and Karimi. Karimi is a teammate of Hosseini at Kayserispor in Turkey. And Safi, indeed, the captain, is a teammate of Mohammadi. This is always good fun in these tournaments, isn't it, my pronunciations, at AEK Athens. Up top, some calibre, I guess. Taremi is with Porto in Portugal, and a name you'll be familiar with that I will still struggle to say, Jahan Baksh. Yeah, good luck with that one. Used to play for Brighton, didn't he? And plays for Feyenoord now. So, again, those European-based players, 7, Jahan Baksh, 9, Taremi, 2 of the midfielders, Safi and Karimi, both the wing-backs, Mohammadi and Moharami, and Hosseini, one of the centre-backs. The rest, a bit of a mixture. I think one of the centre-backs actually plays in Qatar, and they play in a few of the Arab states. And I think there are possibly 1 or 2 who actually do play in Iran in their home nation. So there you go. That's my attempt to get through the Iran team. And do you know what? Oh, actually, I've seen one of those players play, haven't I? And oh God, my pronunciation here. And Sarifard, I'm sure used to play for Nottingham Forest, and I'm sure I've seen him play. I've definitely seen Saman Ghoddos play as well. So a couple of familiar names there on the bench. Brentford player there, Ghoddos. I'm quite surprised he's not starting because he is a decent player. Habibi is Arabic for good friend. Very nice too. Hi to Helen. To Remy, actually. I don't know what that means. Is he good? We will see. Get your comments in then, guys, on anything particularly you want to talk about. Remember, discourse, we've said many times around England and international football, does tend to skew incredibly negatively to the point where balance is completely lost. So feel free to get your views in, but let's try not to fall into that trap of making everything incredibly negative, particularly in terms of team selections, where the obsession with people who maybe aren't playing tends to override people who are very much in a different way to club football, let's just say. So let's just have a little look at Group B, where I think we know the state of play. And it feels a little bit like it does in Group A, where you've got a favourite and an outsider there in England and Iran. And they're playing today. So obviously the USA-Wales game is a big one later on. We will be watching along with that from 7 p.m. Again, does feel very similar to the sort of Senegal-Ecuador thing. In fact, if I just scroll down, you'll see it in Group A. The only difference here is obviously Iran and Wales and the USA play today. So really, really big game. That Senegal-Ecuador game between the teams we think who will be playing it out for second happens on the last round, which does pile the pressure on for that final day, with the context being very, very clear. Of course, USA or Wales could have a not good result today and still be in the mix on the final day, whereas we think it's going to be possibly the other way around in Group A. From an England point of view, they really, really need to stick 3 points on the board today. It's USA next, and then Wales to finish with. I think we all realise that if England were to not win today, it would be slightly problematic. I'm sure it will be greeted like the end of the world for sure. I guess context is king then, and it depends if you do then get a draw in the other game. It's a little bit as you were, and you would still then back England to have, you would think, enough quality then to go ahead and get the 6 or 4 points that would then be needed in the remaining 2 games. So that is about the size of it. We are around 15 minutes from kickoff. I would love, first of all, I'd love you to hit the like button if you're in the comments and you're watching. Do hit like, help support the stream. If you haven't already as well, do hit subscribe. But most importantly now, get me your pre-game predictions in. How do you see this one going? England v Iran. Get me your score predictions. Maybe more hope than expectation. I would hope England could win this by more than 1 goal. But I, of course, in the first game of a major tournament, would take any type of win whatsoever, even if that's a 1-0 or a 2-1 or anything of that nature. Just get off to a winning start. Hopefully start building some momentum in the tournament. Let's get back into the comments. What have we got in here? And Safaraz scored against Man United not too long ago, actually. Who's he playing for now? And Sarafad, let me know, Annie. You asked about, to be fair, I did ask about your favourite Iran players. There we go. Welcome, Vindaloo. Not often you get a free transfer playing in an England squad in a World Cup. Who would that be then? Who's a free transfer in there? I'm struggling to see who that would be. Well, there we go. Someone will let me know. 2-0 England. I think we would probably, I mean, let's be honest, Annie, you know as well as I do, some people will be negative even if England win 2-0. That's just the craziness of it. But I'm sure 90% of reasonably minded people would be happy with a 2-0 England win and a clean sheet. Trippier set-piece goal incoming. Well, some people would see that as a negative again, Vindaloo. I'm sure you won't. Set plays will be important. And, games in tournaments can be very tight. And we know after the group phases, we get to the knockout games where people will sit in. They will go to extra time. And a set play prowess is a very good thing to have. So I would be all in on Trippier, hopefully getting his set play radar set nice and early in the tournament. Saka hat-trick, 3-0. That would be lovely. Ewan says England 3-0. Ammonia Nicosia, interesting. Neil Lennon's ex-side. Okay. I didn't realise Neil Lennon was still in the management game. Keep coming with your comments and your predictions on this one. It is England, versus Iran. It is cold in here. I do apologise. I think I might move the heater back a little bit. There we go. Right, more comments. JYE, welcome. I am doing good. I'm a little bit cold. Always a bit nervous as it pertains to England. I'm less nervous than playing Croatia in the first game, as we did in the Euros. Hint, Wolves to Everton. Would that be Connor Cody then? There we go. That would be the free transfer in there. Dave, amazed that Maguire has made the cut. Well, it's not amazing, is it? I don't think we need to use quite such floral language. Floral, flowery language there. You do tend to dress up the language a little bit. I'm absolutely not amazed that Harry Maguire is playing. Whether we have better options or not is probably a question I would find more valid than the idea that it's amazing that he's playing. But he's not been great, has he, for Manchester United? But he has been good for England. And with my Three Lions hat on, I am very much behind Harry Maguire having been selected. And I'm sure if the man management has been good, he's probably been told a fair while ago, look, you're our guy, you're playing. And you would also think if Maguire plays the first game, he's going to play all the games if he's fit. You would imagine at some point when the back three is needed, and we suspect that could be in a possible quarter-final against Argentina or France, that Kyle Walker will come and join Harry Maguire and John Stones, who are in today. What else have we got in here? 2-0 England, Kane and Sterling. Joe, I would love to see Harry Kane get off and running. Most teams, in fact, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm probably right. Maybe all teams that win the World Cup have an informed goal scorer sort of fire them to glory, don't they? So we hope Harry Kane is that guy. Cody was a free transfer. Someone will have to fact check that one. Not sure myself. Ian, hi Ben, new location. Yes, indeed, we are in the garage. The garage has been converted, and we like it in here very much. Although, with it being a wintry time of year, and I've got one tiny little heater down there, it's a little bit chilly, I've got to say. Keep your predictions coming in and your reactions to the England team, which is ticking along the bottom. If I indeed click that button there, you will see that Gareth Southgate has gone with a back four. Jordan Pickford in goal, Trippier and Shaw the fullbacks, Stones and Maguire the centre-backs, Bellingham and Rice is the double pivot, with Saka and Sterling to the right and left, respectively. Mount in, you wouldn't think a proper number 10 position. He'll press like a number 10, but he'll probably use the ball like a number 8. And Harry Kane up top is your England team for the first World Cup 2022 game. As I've said, get your predictions in, how you see this one going. I would like to think we would get an England win by 2 goals. maybe a bit of bias comes in when I'm trying to predict England because I go for what I'm hoping for rather than what I'm expecting to happen. But it shouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility that England 11 can win by 2 against the Iranian team. Coming up on the channel, let's have a quick little look here at the fixtures in the World Cup. We will be back later on today for the USA versus Wales, which is a big one, isn't it? Important game, that one, which could potentially decide second place if we're expecting maybe those teams to not get results against England and to get results against Iran. That game will be the big and important one. Tomorrow, we're on 4 games for the day. So we will see how we go in terms of my energy levels, but we should do at least 2 of those games. And if I'm feeling particularly fresh, maybe we'll get to do 3, but I will have a word with my boss on said matters. But we're going to get to see the Argentinians tomorrow against the Saudis, Denmark versus Tunisia, Mexico versus Poland, and France versus Australia. So pretty much by the end of tomorrow, a fair old glut of games will have been played. Obviously, we're Group B today. The remaining Group A game will be played between Netherlands and Senegal. That's the 4 p.m. I won't have the ability to cover that one today. And then, obviously, we get into Group C and Group D tomorrow. So within the first 3 days of the tournament, we will have seen most of the groups. Conor Cody on loan at Everton. Could England reach the of consecutive major tournaments? Could they? Yes. Will they? Not sure. Do I hope they will? Absolutely. USA Wales match is on Greek TV tonight, but not the England one. Oh, silly scheduling over there in Greece. France v Australia watch along. Look, we'll try and do as many as we possibly can. I had a word with her indoors, and she suggested that the 7 p.m. would be better than the 4 p.m. because then I can help with Enid and her dinner and maybe her bath as well. But we will see how we go. I'm not sure I can do too many nights of 7 p.m. games in a row. Here they come, the England and the Iranian players out for the first England game in the tournament. There, I think I can see Mr. Infantino in the background, who's probably going to be at every single game given the close proximity of the stadiums here. Harry Kane leads England out. And we are about to get going on the World Cup campaign. It's about 5 minutes to kick off. Have we scored yet, Russ? No. I'm sure there'll be absolute outrage amongst England followers on Twitter and social media that England have not yet scored in this World Cup, despite having not kicked off yet. If you know, you know. Beautiful looking stadium, it has to be said. Whatever your views on the nation of Qatar, the stadiums and how they were built, it does look like a good location. We'll see what the temperature and the heat does as the England players start with the national anthem. Down the line we go. All having a good sick. Declan Rice in particular is belting this one out as we see a lovely swooping shot of the flag of St. George. John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Harry Maguire, Jordan Pickford and Harry Kane round out the line. And there is the England manager, Gareth Southgate, who took England to the World Cup semi-final in 2018. the Euro 2020 or 2021 when it was finally played. Final and penalties as well. England so close there. It's going to be a bit more difficult here, we think. But fingers crossed, can they do it in my blooming lifetime? Love Declan Rice. Russ, yeah, I do too, actually. Great player. And very relatable and likeable chap as well. We are now doing the Iranian national anthem. And we get the same lovely swoop shot down onto the Iranian flag there. The Iranian team, which you'll have fun listening to me butcher throughout the game. So to be honest, probably the more I say it, the better. Think of it as practice. There is the Iranian team there. Biran Vad in goal. Pural Ganja. At the back with Cheshmi and Hassini. Mohammadi and Maharami are the wing backs. Nurali, Karimi, Safi are the three central midfielders. Taremi and Jahan Baksh up front. As usual, all pronunciations made in good faith. And we're all doing our best here in this wonderfully diverse game with representatives from all countries. We try and promote tolerance of those people trying to pronounce the names of said players. Right, we are about to get going by the look of it. We're seeing the very flashy graphic on the screen of the England team. That'll wind the naysayers up and bracketed all five of the midfielders together. That bench for England: Pope, Ramsdale, Walker, Grealish, Henderson, Rashford, Phillips, Dyer, Cody, Trent, Foden, and it's gone off too quickly for me to read the last couple of names. Here are our team of officials. What nationalities have we got today? We've got two Brazilians, referee Klaus, three Brazilians and two Peruvians by the look of it. Best of luck to them. We hope they have a good game, and that means we hope we don't notice them. There is the VAR room, which we went to very early. We've got two Uruguayans, a Chilean and a Spaniard in there. Very interesting, let's just say, decision early on in the game between Ecuador and Qatar yesterday that needed a rule book, a certain interpretation, and 500 replays and 12 explanations to figure out. So there we go. The FIFA coverage here has got a back four for the Iranians. So we will see. Footmob had number 8, Pural Ganji, in the back three, in fact. And the coverage I'm seeing here on BBC has got him up front. So forgive me if that's not correct, what we've shown you on Footmob there. My knowledge, I have to say, of the Iranian players' potential starting positions is limited. Maybe a little bit more knowledge of the England 11, which I'm probably sure we all have. Let's stick 0-0 up on the screen. It's England versus Iran in Group B of the World Cup. Plenty of England fans look like they've made the journey, always travel in their numbers. The Three Lions Army. There is Gareth Southgate, and there is the Iranian manager, Carlos Queiroz, who will be familiar to many as Real Madrid manager, maybe familiar to most as one of Alex Ferguson's many assistant managers. And here we go. Kickoff imminent. I'm watching on BBC on a dish. Remember, if you are watching through any kind of Wi-Fi system, even the iPlayer or your smart TV, you may be behind. So I will do a time stamp as ever. Let's see where the number 8 indeed for the Iranians has piped up and see who indeed was right. Now, it does look like Footmob maybe has got that one right, and he is going to be playing further back. England just circulating the ball around the back. John Stones has it. And Maguire steps over the halfway line for the first time, and England launch their first attack. I say their first attack. They're just keeping the ball at the moment. Stones now steps out, plays it to Trippier. Miscontrol by Trippier. But England win it straight back. And there is Stones to Maguire. The Iranians very deep, very defensive from the outset here. That may just be this first phase of play. We don't know yet, but perhaps their intentions are slightly clear here. Rice to Bellingham gets his first touch. Trippier, a little ball in to Saka. Bellingham, Trippier. Just complete attack against defence training session, this, isn't it? Let's hope the Iranians have a little bit more ambition than they're showing right now. But let's be fair to Iran. They're coming up against a nation with, you would reasonably say, superior resources. You don't expect them to come out and play completely open. Trippier down the right. Trippier crosses in. Sterling arriving. Bellingham receives it on the edge of the box now. Rice could start this by England. Shaw down the line. Takes a deflection. Mount chases after it. Corner to England, who have started well and pretty much had all of the ball thus far. Keep your comments coming in. Yeah, 94% possession. Only 2 passes completed so far by Iran, say the statistics that I have access to. And can Kieran Trippier stick this corner right on the head of hopefully Maguire, Stones or Kane, or any of the England players indeed, but those 3 you would consider the best aerial players. Trippier whips it in. We all fall down. Maguire throws his arms up. We'll see if the VAR room get involved in that. They probably won't. Let's have a look at the replay. 2 hands around the waist. I think if VAR looks at that, this might be a penalty. They are not looking at it. Maybe they've gotten away with one a little bit there, Iran. You cannot defend corners like that. I don't think VAR are checking. It's a penalty, isn't it? Goodness me. Both hands around the waist there of Harry Maguire. Any other situation on the pitch, it's foul, isn't it? Referee is waving play on. So the VAR is not going to have a look at that one. Interesting, let's just say, without my little Englander hat on. Trying to be reasonable. You cannot put both arms around in the penalty box like that. It's just a foul, isn't it? So we'll keep an eye on that situation. You would imagine the VAR will alert the referee and he will probably have a word, or certainly alert the officials, probably have a word on the next set play and at least have a word with the Iranian defenders there to say, if there's holding, I'm going to blow and I'm going to give a penalty. So let's see if the warning does come. Ange, what does the crowd situation look like? In what respect, Ange? It looks like there's plenty of England fans, if that's what you are asking. Here is Luke Shaw. I've got no idea, my friend. The only thing I can think is that they'll give them one, basically, and they'll say, look, next one, we're going to blow up. But I agree with Mike, and I'm trying not to be a biased England fan, but if a player was to run past someone and the opponent was to put both arms round and hold, you would give a yellow card. It's one of those professional fouls stopping a counter-attack, isn't it? In the penalty box, in the crowd, anything went on that one. But let's hope that doesn't become an issue in the game. But yes, we don't want to see holding like that from corner kicks. I agree with Mike. Here is Bellingham. Little slide through by Bellingham onto Mount. In comes the cross from Shaw. Saka there at the back post. Gets headed clear. And back it goes into the centre circle. George Cohen says Ewan played in England's 66 World Cup team. And his nephew Ben Cohen played in the Rugby World Cup winning team as well. What DNA that family's got, hey, Ewan. A great English sporting family for sure, the Cohens. We thank them for their service. Cleared away. England still completely dominating possession. Hassini clears that one out, and Trippier is going to take the throw in. Another ball on the pitch, which Maharami kicks away. The throw in goes back to John Stones. Doesn't the number 5 on John Stones' back look incredibly similar to the number 6 on Maguire's shirt? George Cohen played for Fulham at the time, a World Cup winner from the banks of the Thames. Welcome, Liam. Welcome, everybody. Do hit the like button. I think Saka, did he win the foul? I think the referee pulled that one back. Sort of 3 tackles went in, and the second one was a foul. The third one wasn't a foul. It was a perfectly fair tackle. But the referee, Klaus, pass. Oh, little slip down the line. Here is Harry Kane. Lovely cross by Kane to the back post. Oh, chance for Maguire. Should have done better with that. That was the old Alan Shearer situation where your best striker is also a very good crosser of the ball. I think, unfortunately, we've had a bit of a clash of heads there. Maybe that's how it ended up going through. I think Hassini has clashed heads with the keeper. It's a good chance for Maguire, isn't it, on the back post? It's an open goal if he can control it. Yes, the ball is coming at him quickly, but you would imagine, and we can reel off a few names here, that maybe if that were, well, let's be honest, any other player other than one of the 2 centre-halves, you would back to score from there. Oh, God. I don't know why they've done that, the coverage there. We just had to witness the clash of heads there in slow motion that looked really painful. So hopefully they'll do all the concussion protocols and make sure both players there, Hassini and can I pronounce his name? Biranad, the goalie. Hopefully they are both okay. Just both looking at the ball and just smashed into each other. It looked like the centre-half, Hassini, got the worst of that because he wasn't the one looking, or you would imagine the one not looking. But, oh, God, keeper has completely smashed his nose open. Poor guy. Hopefully he's not got a broken nose there. I'm going to really work on pronouncing his name properly. Biran Vand, the keeper, who's really, I don't really want to see this again, but he's really hurt himself there. It's not nice at all. Ron Flowers was in the 66 squad. His daughter was a professional darts player, a female professional darts player. Wow. Married to Eric Bristow. Plenty of stoppage time being racked up now. We're seeing some of the Iranian fans in the stadium and some of the English fans as well. I love the way the crowd goes for wholesome families rather than any perhaps different demographic of fans. I'll be careful with my words. I wonder if Biran Vand, the keeper, is concussed here because he's just laid back down on the bench for the Iranians. Forgive me, there must be a spare goalkeeper there, as Gareth Southgate has a word with Declan Rice. Let me just drill into their squad. 1, 2, 3, 4. They appear to have named. That can't be correct. They've got 4 keepers in their squad. I don't believe that for 1 minute. But we will see whether the keeper is going to be replaced. Number 24 for the Iranians. We're getting the close-up there. Looks like the sub keeper, who may be about to be making a World Cup that he doesn't look in good shape. Biran Van, the keeper. We hope he's okay, but if he's concussed, he's got to come out of the game for his own safety, obviously. The 24 on the bench is another Hosseini, Hossein Hosseini. I don't know if he's related to number 19, the centre half, but he certainly got the same name. We will see. Only 25 in the squad. Is it actually 4 keepers? Can someone check that for me? Southgate not wearing a waistcoat. Day ruined. There we go. Well, we're going to have at least 6 minutes of stoppage time, I would think, at the end of the first half here, because the game's been stopped for ages now, hasn't it? Well, they do the concussion checks. There's blood pouring out of Biran Van's nose. Surely he can't continue after this length. BBC commentator confirmed. We've got plenty of choice then if they've got 4 keepers on the bench for sure. England 0, Iran 0. Not a lot's really happened other than this big stoppage. Although there was a chance for Harry Maguire on the back stick from that set play. Obviously, the keeper would have been very unlucky if Iran had conceded from that, from their point of view, with the keeper having just had a nasty collision there. I assume he's going to come off. Safi, the number 3, is throwing water in his face, trying to help him continue. I think he's the captain, isn't he? I just can't imagine if he's been down for that long and unable to get up. Not that the concussion protocols should be rushed. I just can't imagine that he's going to stay on, surely. They've got a change of shirt ready, though, if he does. Presumably, has he got blood on his shirt? I think he's going to continue. Goodness me. Well, not that it's a way to win a football match, but if that goalkeeper is not concussed after that, I would be very surprised. He's going to have to change his shorts as well. The cameraman protecting his modesty. Poor old Hosseini thought he was going to get to play in a World Cup then, which is rare for a sub-goalkeeper. Oh, God, his nose is swollen right up as well. Poor guy. Absolute smash in the face there. I know concussion is not binary. It's a spectrum, isn't it? Yeah, it's not that you're either concussed or you're not concussed. It's how badly you're concussed if you had a smash in the face like that. The stoppage, I don't know if anyone's been keeping track, must be 8 or 9 minutes now, mustn't it? It says 14:40 on the clock. I can't think we've played more than 5 minutes, had we? They should replicate the rugby HIA substitution as opposed to having to lose a sub. I don't know what the law is on the concussion subs. I believe that they have them in the Premier League, don't they? But I don't exactly know quite how they work. I remember Leeds. Oh, no, you can't take them out and put them back in, but you can have an extra sub if someone goes out for a concussion. That'll work, pal. What, the bottle of water in the face? Yeah, absolutely. Ipswich have had two great matches. Yes, they have indeed. Shouldn't be allowed to continue. Well, all we can hope, Anir, is that the Iranian doctors have done their jobs properly. They've given it plenty of time. I'll give them that. And you would hope he's okay to continue. Hosseini, the sub-keeper, was all ready to go. But we will see in his next action here, Beran Vand, excuse me. Hard name for me to pronounce. Let's go with Beran Vand. There we go. We'll see in his next action if he's okay. You wouldn't like to concede a goal in the World Cup on the basis that your keeper wasn't with it. I think he's just said that he wants to be substituted. So maybe, yeah, he's sat down. Poor guy. Go and have a rest, mate. Honestly, you're more of a hero admitting that you're not set to continue. Poor guy. You can see he's groggy. Yeah. Carlos Queiroz is holding his head. He's lost his goalkeeper. And I think, look, I'm not there. I didn't do the concussion protocol. I'm also not a doctor. But I think anyone who saw that collision knew that he wasn't going to be continuing. That was a horrible smash in the face, wasn't it? And after all that, Hosseini, the number 24, the reserve keeper, will be coming in. Let's get him up on the ticker. And we are going to get, it's a big disruption from an England point of view. You just hope that you basically got to start the game from scratch, haven't you? And you hope that they can build up a rhythm again. You hope that the correct amount of stoppage time is going to be added here. You can see the England players are just trying to keep warm now. But we should be getting around 10 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this half. For some reason, they seem hell-bent on showing a replay of this awful collision about 25 times. And of course, we hope that the keeper is okay and there are no lasting effects from that concussion. Be about 12 minutes added on. You would think it'd be at least 10, wouldn't you? They tend to go a bit easy on the halftime stoppage time, whereas the full time, they fill their boots. Although we did get 5 minutes stoppage time, I believe, yesterday, didn't we, in the Qatar-Ecuador game. England 0, Iran 0. Out comes Biren Vand, and in comes the other Hosseini. Captain Safi is having a good word with him. Glad I can't see it, says Helen. It wasn't a nice one. I'll describe it to you. The keeper came out, flying out. Both he and the centre-half had their eyes on the ball and bam. Ouch is all I will say. Right. We are go again. And we're 19 minutes in, but we're really probably 9 or 10 minutes in, aren't we? If you imagine the amount of stoppage time that's going to be added. Can England build up a rhythm? Understandably, any sense of rhythm has dissipated from this game. Oh, brilliant layoff by Mount back to Sterling, full on the volley there on the spin. Tries to play it into Bellingham, cleared away. And here comes a bit of an Iranian counter-attack down the right with Jahanbakhsh. England win it back, and Trippier knocks it into Stones, who goes home to Jordan Pickford. Pickford down the ground. It's headed straight back. Surely Jahanbakhsh was coming from an offside position, but no. Chance to put the ball in the box here, maybe, for the Iranians. Safi. Down the line to Mohammadi. And that is going to be a throw-in. Best spell of the game by a mile for Iran, who have not only got out of their own half, but it's an attacking phase, this, isn't it? Mohammadi throws in to Safi. Referee's given a foul against Jude Bellingham there. I'll reserve judgment until I've seen the replay. My first instinct was it was soft, but I don't want to sound like a little Englander here. And a chance for Iran to throw an attacking set play into the box. Sum up my season so far if England have a bad World Cup. God, Liam's an MK fan. If England drop off to the extent MK have, then that I think the equivalent would be them going out in the group phases, considering where MK were and where they are now. Free kick swung in by Jahanbakhsh, cleared to the edge of the box, and Nurali, can he get the cross in? Yes, he can. Not a bad ball that at all into the back post. Nobody there. Jahanbakhsh beats Saka. Did Saka foul him? No. Saka does well to win the throw-in. Poor El Iganji slides in and wins the tackle for Iran. Trippier takes the throw. Rice knocks it back, and Trippier coolly knocks that over to Harry Maguire. England trying to build up now down the left. Haven't really got on the ball since the game restarted after that big concussion stoppage for the Iranian goalkeeper, who is now no longer in the game, Biranvand. Here's Maguire. Sure down the line, given away. Cleared by Iran and headed on by Maguire. Iran have been the better side, actually, since the stoppage. Although Nurali gives away a foul on Mason Mount. That looked a bit soft, didn't it? And England will try and build up again from the back. In comes the cross from Shaw. Bellingham tries to get across the near post and can't quite make it. 23 gone, but we're expecting 10 minutes of stoppage time. I was half wanting the back five for the meltdown on Twitter. Don't worry, Liam. I think you'll get both the back five and the meltdown on Twitter probably when we get to the quarterfinals. I don't think it will get used in the group stage. But I could be wrong about that. Pickford to Stones. Pickford is going to go long with this one. Genus oof, says Mr. Majika. What has Genus had to say for himself? Obviously, I don't have the sound on here in the office. Free kick to Iran. It's going to ping that down the line. Easily won by Maguire. Oh, Shaw's been caught there by Jahanbakhsh, who holds his hands up and gets the yellow card. First one of the game. Not a good tackle. That one just ends up treading ouch on Shaw's foot. I think, and I honestly hope actually, we're beyond that awful period when during COVID and when VAR was first coming in, where that was a red card. I don't think it needs to be a red card. There's another foul there. They're racking up now. Karimi is the latest Iranian. Referee's been good so far on top of all of these fouls. And it's a free kick to England. What time am I on in the game? 25:15 right now, Mr. Smith. I know you were having trouble with the Wi-Fi disparity. Mohammedi does well to skip past Mason Mount, but it's going to be an England throw. Jahan Baksh is no longer at Brighton. He is at Feyenoord. I don't know whether that's on loan or permanently, though. Someone will fact check me, no doubt. 73% possession to England. They fashioned one reasonable chance, although that was from a set play. Harry Maguire on the back post, not quite sorting his feet out. Stones, nice ball there to Saka. Saka, Bellingham, Trippier, Saka, given away. And they've given away a free kick. Permanent. There we go. Brighton going to be the Atalanta of this tournament and have the most diverse mix of players from different countries represented. I'm sure it'll end up... Can someone Google it? Who's got the most players at the World Cup? I'm sure it will be Bayern Munich or PSG or something like that, won't it? Maybe it'll be one of the Premier League teams. Who knows? Here is Ganji. It's turned over quickly, though, and it's over to Saka, who whips the cross in. Sterling holds his head because he was in, if that cross was accurate from Saka. It's kind of a half shot, half cross by the Arsenal man. I think he was kind of aiming at the far post, but if anyone got a touch on it, it was a bonus. It'll go down as a shot in the stats, you would imagine. Declan Rice knocks that one back to Jordan Pickford. Hits it back off him, and England very coolly playing out from the back. Trippier, nice head on. It's another foul, and referee very keen to stomp on these, blow him very quickly and sort of very decisively running over to any incidents of a foul. He just got caught there. Saka. Rice has got it again. Out to Shaw on the left-hand side. Maguire floaty switch of play out to Trippier. Stones. Maguire. Stones. Trippier. And he goes back home. England struggling a little bit to play through the lines here. They are playing against a low block, very defensive looking Iran side, but it's their job to play through it. I can imagine the criticism will be vitriolic if England are not winning by half time in this one. I would add, though, the rhythm of the game completely disrupted by a 10-minute stoppage. Lovely ball by Sterling around the corner to Saka into the near post. Oh, and it's side netting from Mason Mount. Closest England have come. Brilliant play by Sterling to pick out Saka. We'll see under how much duress Mason Mount was to figure out how good a chance that was. No, it is a good chance, isn't it? Needs to work that near post and make the keeper throw himself across for that one, and he didn't. Could have done a bit better with that, I think, Mason Mount, by his high standards. Ball goes out. It's going to be an Iran throw. Do they look like they're struggling with their heat? Not yet, Helen. They're struggling to break down the massed ranks of the Iranian defense, but confidence will certainly be building after that little sort of triangle between, heavy touch there by Bellingham. He's done well to win that one back. He could have been in all kinds of trouble there, right on the edge of his own box. Mount. Mount dinks that one over to the back post. Trippier knocks it back. Kane heads on. Here's Bellingham. Bellingham to Trippier. Sterling beats his man. Sterling into the box and wins the corner. England have just woken up from their slumber for the last 2-3 minutes now, playing well. They've got themselves up the pitch. Not only have they got themselves up the pitch, they've got themselves into a brilliant bit of play by Sterling to nutmeg his man and into the box. Good defending, just a little toe end away, but corner to England. Which Trippier is going to ping in with his right foot. Lovely nutmeg. Was indeed, wasn't it? Sterling's just a couple of lovely, classy touches in the last few minutes. Now, this is exactly as I suspected, that VAR have told the referee to tell the Iranian defenders, we saw some holding from the first one. No holding, please, anymore. In goes the corner, and England hit the post. Unlucky. Think it was Stones within an inch of giving England the lead there. And here come Iran on the break. Although Saka has won it back. BBC haven't showed us a replay of that one. Yeah, England so close. In fact, camera is on Maguire. He's so unlucky there. Hits the crossbar. Really good header. Keeper's completely done. Jordan Pickford thought it was in. Unlucky there, Maguire. I say it would have been nice to see him score because it would silence a certain aspect of Twitter. And then I thought about it again. Now, of course, it won't silence those people. I think certain narratives about certain players and the manager are not going to change during this World Cup, whatever happens. Even if England win, those people will just go quiet. They won't change their minds, will they? Stones hooks that one away. Unlucky from Maguire. So close it was. Really good header. Wasn't a really, really good header because it would have gone in the goal if it was, but so close. Shaw, Mount, Rice, Trippier. It'll feed down the line. Not the best ball by Trippier. Saka's going to chase it though. And he was right to do so because they've cleared it only as far as Bellingham. Here's Trippier again. Stones to Maguire. Maguire to Shaw. Shaw inside. To Maguire. To Stones. Back to Maguire. Lovely ball by Maguire. Laid off by Mount. Good football by England. Shaw crosses in. Bellingham. That is a brilliant goal by England. Superbly worked down the left-hand side. And Jude Bellingham heads in to the back of the net. England just starting to get things moving in this game. They lead 1-0 against Iran with a beautifully worked goal. Bellingham is the scorer. And England 1 up after 34 minutes on the basis of the last few minutes. They've deserved it. And Bellingham is the scorer. I'd love to see that whole move played back because it went slow, quick. Great ball from Maguire. Lovely layoff. Sterling knocks it to Shaw. Bellingham arriving in the box and he just angles the header into the top corner. It's a beautiful goal. I know we haven't had many goals this tournament, but we've seen a couple of really good headers from Valencia yesterday and from Bellingham today. You've got to you've got to question the keeper a little bit, who comes to the edge of his 6-yard box as the cross comes in, puts himself in no man's land. But maybe even if he had both feet back on the goal line, he's possibly not saving that one. Is he? England lead 1-0. Jude Bellingham is the goal scorer. Luke Shaw with a lovely cross floated in from the left-hand side. And England are up and running in this 2022 World Cup. Get your thoughts in via the comments on a lovely first goal. And here come England again. Oh, it's just overrun in the box for Mason Mount. What a cross that is by Shaw. Beautifully hung up. He knows as soon as he floats that in, it's a good cross. Perfect header from Bellingham, isn't it? Right in the top corner. Over his shoulder as well. It's a great goal by England. And the fans love it in the stadium. We love it on the telly. 1-0 to the Three Lions. Entirely sure where I've given Luke Shaw a yellow card on my ticker down there. I think that was meant for Jahanbakhsh. First goal for England. And what a great goal it was. There we go. Ticker should be up to date. What's Jahanbakhsh that got booked, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's go to the comments then. Hey Jude, indeed. Get in. Really pleased for him. Keeps his confidence high. That shirt is his now, isn't it? Star boy, very much so. What a great player we have got in Jude Bellingham. I think it's a legal requirement for me to tell you his age when we say his name. He's 19. Absurdly talented for that particular age. But I remember seeing Jude Bellingham play, central midfield for Birmingham, age 17 in the Championship and bossing it. Tremendous player. What a stat that is. Total receptions between midfield and defensive lines. Sterling, Mount and Saka all finding the pocket. Here come England down the right. Trippier, nice feed. Bellingham. Sterling tries to give and go. Not quite as accurate as a minute ago. Bellingham stops that from being a goal kick, but he can't stop it from going out for a throw-in, which Mohammadi, the left wing-back for Iran, will take. Annual round of applause for Ben's hair, please. Quite magnificent, sir. I'll take it. And I will say, my lovely little daughter Enid has developed some curls. And obviously my missus went unsupervised around Tesco the other day, other supermarkets are available, and decided to buy some curling serum for Enid. And I had a bath yesterday and Shady said to me, why don't you try that in your hair? So I put some in my hair. Not that my hair needs curling serum, he says, but tangly actually. And honest to God, you should have seen me when I got up this morning. I look like a 1980s, 70s Liverpool player. Good attack there by Iran. Rice back makes the interception. Maguire and Shaw deal with it. And the ball is cleared. It looked like Sterling might have been leaning in the back of Pourali Ganji. No foul, and England continue. Trying to build up down this right-hand side. Ooh. Bit of a soft foul there. Saka holds his hands up. Just got suckered in there, didn't he? It's not a foul, is it? But it's clever from Hosseini. Shaving bald if England wins the World Cup, Ben? Absolutely not, no. If anything, if England win the World Cup, I won't get it cut for a year. There we go. How's that for a deal? Big boot down the ground, headed away by Stones. Saka holds it up. I had wavy hair. I waved it goodbye. Well, there you go. Let me turn the gain down on the lights. Is that a little bit less sparkly? Maguire goes back home to Pickford. Pickford little slide into Bellingham. Maguire. They're trying to press when England play out from the back. England very confident though. Tom, watching from Australia. You're very welcome, my friend. Here's Mount. Little feed inside. Rice to Bellingham, the goal scorer. Stones. Trippier. Stones. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please do hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. And hopefully more people will find us and come and watch and hopefully subscribe. And most importantly, get involved in that debate in the chat. Big diag. Out it goes to Shaw. Cleared up the line. Not a good clearance. And Mount pounces on it. Mount little feed. Looking for Sterling. I was going to say of the Iranian, don't slide in on Sterling in the box. You know how that'll end. But he does indeed win the ball. And England will have another chance to stick an attacking set play into the box via the left foot of Luke Shaw. They've looked dangerous from set plays, as they have under the entire Southgate tenure, you would have to say. Shaw curls it outward. Maguire wins it again. Saka! Whoa! What a strike by Saka! Headed down by Maguire. Saka volleys it into the top corner. England win 2-0. Sorry, England go 2-0 up. And it's a bit of a whirly by Bukayo Saka. Woof. The Iranians are surrounding the referee. I wonder why. We'll have a look and see what the VAR makes of that. But England, we think, at the moment are 2-0 up. They're suggesting that there's a foul here by Harry Maguire, that he was climbing. Doesn't look like it to me. We'll see what the VAR... Does that take a deflection? Goes barring in the end. I think it does just take a little deflection and lift up and over the keeper. You know exactly what the argument's going to be if VAR does chalk this one off. That what about the big load of holding on Maguire in the first set play of this game that was not penalised? Maguire jumps. He does have his hand on the shoulder of the centre half. The central midfielder, Karimi. Kieran Trippier is applauding. So it looks like the goal has been given. England 2, Iran 0. Woof. I suppose we can give Maguire the assist for that one. Saka puts England 2-0 up. And everything coming up roses so far for the three Lions. Bellingham and Saka, the two goal scorers. England lead 2-0. And here they come again. Bellingham onto Kane. Kane crosses in. Oh, I say! 3-0 to England. They are playing brilliantly. Harry Kane sticks it across the box, and it is a brilliant volleyed finish by Raheem Sterling. He's flying with both feet off the ground, and England are flying. It is 3-0. Wow! What a start from England. It's a great goal again. They look absolutely fantastic, England. Kane laid it off. Referee gives an advantage. Well played to him. Bellingham played it into the channel, and Kane just arrows it across the box. Sterling is miles. I said, what a finish. That is by Sterling. Full on the volley, just pokes it goalwards, and it flies into the back of the net. And England are absolutely battering the Iranians here. It is 3-0. Southgate, understandably, off the bench. Brilliant performance by England in this first half. Sterling off the mark. Kane with a goal involvement as well. It just could not have gone too much better. England 3, Iran 0. Bang, bang. I don't know quite how close those two goals were together, but it felt like within the space of 2 minutes there, England go completely out of sight in this game. What a first half from the Three Lions. Go to your comments in just a second. Attempting to update the ticker here. There we go. We can't not give Harry Maguire his assist, can we? Let's go to the comments then. With 14 minutes of added time. Woof. It's all going to plan thus far, yes. Not that those people will change their mind, but I don't see a defensive-minded football team. I see a very good side who's 3-0 up. I'm sure the negative Nellies will put it all down to Iran not being very good, but what can you do? You can only beat what's in front of you, hey? Here is Saka. Trippier on the overlap. Was Trippier fouled there? If he wasn't, it's certainly a corner. And England have looked dangerous from those. Stunning stuff. Iran are no mugs. I'm not used to this winning feeling. Wow, yes, come on. Can make some changes now in the second half. Alex, not a fan of Southgate. Defensive mindset. Fair play to him. Well, we certainly haven't seen the defensive mindset so far in this World Cup. We may see it later. It is a fair comment. Watching from Japan. Nice. Corner to England. I'm feeling greedy. Could it be a fourth before half-time? In it goes, headed clear. Bellingham takes it down. Little back heel to Trippier. Sterling. Oh, lovely little lift into the box by Trippier. Saka. Oh, Saka tried to knock that off to John Stones. And England, with 14 minutes before half-time, will really want to hammer down their advantage and possibly get a fourth here. Kane. Rice. Stones. Trippier. Saka. England completely dominant here. Let me give you a possession number and an XG number as well. Nearly 80% possession. And I won't give you England's XG number. I'll give you Iran's because it's 0. No threat whatsoever by the Iranians in this game. I'd like to brag. I watched the World Cup final in 1966 live. Woof. Fair play to Maguire. He's having a great game. Was Maguire out of the team, but even him getting confidence is great for us pushing through the tournament. Agreed. To be honest, this is a good game for building confidence, as long as it doesn't verge into overconfidence for most of the England team here. They're going to want to get on the ball. Particularly Harry Kane is going to want to get on the score sheet as well. It's 3-0 prior to half-time, and If my maths is correct, we've still got another 9 minutes of stoppage time to play here. We're going to go up to 59 in this first half. Maguire, beautiful switch of play by him out to Trippier. Trippier tries to feed it in to Kane, and it is cleared away. Trippier holds his hand up and says sorry for an errant pass. There hasn't been much errant about England's first half performance. They've been brilliant. And the goals have been brilliant as well. From Saka, Bellingham, not in that order, from Bellingham, Saka and Sterling. And the two wide players there, Sterling and Saka both scoring, look more balanced with Saka on the right. We do. More balanced than what, I don't know, but we do certainly look balanced, that's for sure. Stones to Shaw. Sterling. Rice. Trippier. Saka. Saka just slips. Mount tries the back heel. And I think that's going to be a goal kick to the Iranians. Yeah, we're definitely in it evens itself out mode with those two Maguire challenges from the set plays. And I think if you're arguing that the first one should have been a penalty, then maybe you can argue, okay, if there was the hint of a foul on the second one, do the two even themselves out? I know the laws of football don't work like that, but maybe the laws of the universe do. You tell me. If you believe in such things. Be interested to see how England go against Wales and the USA. It will. I'll enjoy this one first. JYE. Kane's going to want his share too. Yeah, he's going to want a goal, isn't he, Harry Kane? I know every striker says, I'm not bothered whether I score or not, as long as the team win. Maybe if it's the final, Harry Kane would admit that, but he's going to want to score for sure in this one, isn't he? Rice. Mount. Good rotation in the England midfield, all picking up nice pockets. Stones. Excuse me. That's not a tired yawn or a bored yawn. That's a cold yawn. I must leave the heater on before I come in here when we're doing these watch-alongs. Stones. Saka. Given away. Bellingham wins it back. Rice. Stones, and Declan Rice has the ball again. England completely dominant in this game. They've got all the possession, all the goals, all the chances. The only thing they haven't got all of is the yellow cards. Bellingham. Stones. Maguire. Maguire dinks it down the line. Not the best pass. Luke Shaw, his Manchester United teammate, cannot keep that in. Good press from Mason Mount. Closes down Porali Ganji. And out it goes for a throw-in to the Iranians. Here comes Shaw. Mount and Sterling kind of clubbed together to win that one back. And Maguire plays that one to Stones. Trippier. Bellingham. Oh, given away in a pretty nice looking position here for the Iranians. Man over on the left. Oh, he's crossed to the back stick. It's going to be a chance. Oh, Jahan Baksh who's possibly the guy you wanted that to fall to, maybe Taremi, the Porto striker, but he just snatched at that and volleyed it up and over the bar. Best chance of the game by a mile. Actually, VAR would have ruled that one out. There's an offside in the build-up, isn't there? But nonetheless, some confidence maybe on the counter there for the Iranians. And it's going to be a throw-in to England in the right-back position. Maguire to Stones. Goes all the way home to Pickford. Get your questions in, by the way. We'll go Q&A at half-time. If you want to ask any questions, you can stick them in the chat now and I'll scroll up or be thinking of them. And don't forget to hit like if you're enjoying the show. See if we can grab ourselves some new viewers and some new subscribers. Not that there's anything wrong with our existing viewers, but we love to try and build up the channel. Referee, who's been across everything in this one, hasn't he? Pulls up the Iranians for another foul. Free kick to England, which I think Maguire is going to take. He's looking for a short option and gets it from Jude Bellingham. Little prod through by Bellingham to Mount, and another foul. There have been many. I think 8 now committed by the Iranians. It's another free kick for England. I think this one will be played into the box. Luke Shaw has grabbed the hold of it. Going to be an outswinger possibly with the left foot. Mason Mount is over there also. And Declan Rice. Don't think he's going to be involved in the free kick, but he might be involved in getting the instructions into the box. Right, they figured out what they're going to do. Luke Shaw is going to take it. In it goes. Oof. 2 Iranians went for it, both missed it. Stones recycles back out to Trippier. Here's Shaw again. Just puts his foot on it, slows it down. Bellingham, Rice, Shaw, Bellingham, Mount. Mount's gone down, or he's just bobbed down, holding his calves. Oh, give away, and Maguire gets there first. No foul on him. Maguire, a little bit of a messy phase there, but it's going to be an England throw at the end of it. Afternoon, Sam, who I met at Norwich earlier in the season. At Norwich versus Millwall, indeed. My afternoon's very good because England are winning 3-0 at half-time. Ian, up at my dad's to watch the game. He doesn't live too far away. When he asked how I got to his, I said, I ran. Oh, dear. If anyone would like to see Ian go in the fake news sin bin for that terrible joke, or just the joke sin bin. 3-0 to England at half-time. Get any comments in on the first half, any questions or topics you want to discuss and set the agenda. We can do some half-time Q&A. England, brilliant in the first half. You look at these games and it's a kind of no-win situation. whatever is done is not enough unless you win. Even if you win 8-0 or something, it's said, oh, well, it's down to the opposition. But England have done a totally professional job. You can see the numbers there. Impressive 82% possession, only 0.8 on the XG. Of course, the finishing, particularly from the Sterling goal, has been very, very good indeed. And Saka's may have taken a bit of a deflection. They've just not given it. 46 passes is all Iran have been allowed to complete in this half. Just very, very impressive stuff from England, who will be heading, unchallenged albeit, to the top of the group thus far. Get your comments in on what you have seen. It's been a quiet one, I guess, for Pickford at the back. Maguire and Stones have had loads and loads of touches, haven't they? Shaw and Trippier have both been a threat from set plays and in game. Rice, cigar on, I guess. Bellingham, same. And great for him to get into the box for the goal, which we're seeing right now. A lovely header, wasn't it, by Jude Bellingham for the opener. Saka and Sterling have both scored. You love to see that. Mount's been excellent as well, hasn't he? And Kane, has not scored, but obviously has got involved and got an assist for the third goal for Sterling. If you're a striker and you're not going to get on the score sheet, at least be involved and get yourself an assist. And that is exactly what Harry Kane has done. Worth. Blurt joining for the halftime talk. Well, there you go. Ultimately looking good so far. Wish we'd play 4 at the back against the bigger teams, but I understand why we don't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm probably in your camp. I almost wish we did as well. And we sort of said, well, no, we're going to be commit that extra sort of, well, let's be honest, it's a midfield player, isn't it? It's the number 8 or the number 10 that you sacrifice when you go to the 3 at the back, the way Southgate does it. So deflection on this? Yeah, there is on Saka's goal into the top corner there. I don't care. We'll take it, just as long as we don't use up all our good fortune in the first game here. Saka celebrates. Congratulated by Declan Rice. But yeah, I do totally understand the tactical need. Maybe we don't quite have as good a ball keeping, ball circulating midfielders as some of the other big nations we may come up against do. I love this third goal. They're just showing it again on BBC. Get your comments in, by the way, questions, topics, all of that good stuff. It's such a great goal, that third one, isn't it? Okay, Sterling's run is completely not tracked by the defence. You know exactly where he's going to go. The defensive line is also a complete mess from the Iranians, but the execution from both Kane and Sterling, we love. It's a real weird old finish, isn't it? The way he sort of just prods it in with the outside of his right foot. Raheem Sterling, who I believe, didn't he score England's first 3 goals, was it? Definitely scored the first against Croatia, didn't he? As we're seeing some England school children watching. And a bit of a beer shower in Brighton. One of those slightly tepid goal celebrations. Not quite like that magnificent one we saw. I think it was, what was the famous one that was gift everywhere? Possibly Manchester? I can't remember where it was, but there we go. Sam, Bellingham, a player. I haven't seen much of him other than the Champions League football, but going to be huge this tournament. I hope you are right. Because if he has a huge tournament, then that means we might have a 19-year-old breakout star. Hope their goalkeeper is fine. Saw a photo of a clash on Twitter. Yeah, you'd imagine he needs to just have a sit down and a rest. And I'm sure they've got all the most advanced equipment in terms of the scans that he's going to need after, a potential head injury like that one. Showing that Harry Maguire chance at 0-0 as well was a decent chance. That you'd imagine, had that have been Harry Kane maybe on the end of it, the net would have bulged. I forgot about the Mason Mount chance. England really have just been utterly dominant in this one. Tom still can't believe that rugby tackle in the box early on. Yeah, they did get away with that one, didn't they? I know it's literally not the laws of the game, but sometimes we all see it when it's early in the game. They let it go, don't they? And maybe that was the case. I'm not saying that's right, but maybe that was the case. Biran Vand, we're just seeing the concussion again. Ouch, as is said in the chat there by Helen. Hopefully he is going to be okay. And there's no lasting damage from that concussion. Keep your comments coming in. It's England 3. Iran 0. We will be watching along later with Wales and USA. Let me know how you think that one is going to go. They'll probably, on FootMob, give us a probable lineup. There we go. Some of the names we're expecting to see, if I get the right view up there, later on in the game between Wales and the USA. A fair Leeds United contingent there in that central midfield with Aronson and Adams. Rayner, apparently a bit of a star as well. Pulisic, we know all about, and let's be honest, we know all of those Welsh players. Plenty of them play in the Championship as well. As they show the England chances, this one genuinely could have been 6-0 at half time, couldn't it? I don't want to sound like I'm giving it the big up and exaggerating, but with the Mount chance and the 2 chances for Harry Maguire as well, one of which hit the bar and the other one, which was probably an easier chance, plus the 3 goals, isn't it always the way that the missed chances end up looking easier than the ones that you stick in the back of the net? Alistair, good first half, great goals, bit sloppy on the goal. It's coming home. Thought Joe Allen was injured. Pass. I don't know whether FootMob just put up the players who've got the most caps or the highest value or whatever. BBC are showing some footage from the Iranian national anthem. I'm sure this will be another socio-political point being made. We have seen many so far, as is normally the case here. We try and keep it to the football, but if people ask and if people consider the issues important, then we will, of course, discuss them if that is what you guys would like. Half time here, though. England off to a flyer and 3-0 up. Time to get on the beers. Yes, I know it's 2 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's probably 5 o'clock in Qatar, isn't it? But there we go. Hope you are enjoying the stream here as we wait until the second half kicks off. We will be obviously quite a bit behind given the 14 minutes, whatever it was, of stoppage time that were played due to that concussion protocol. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you are enjoying the show and give us a like spike. The more, the better. And of course, do subscribe if you are a fan of the streams and our work generally across the channel, it is England 3, Iran 0 in a, from my point of view, beautifully one-sided first half thus far. And the BBC are plugging their Louis Theroux series. Are we seeing more goals for England in the second half? I, for one, hope so. England lead 3-0 at half-time. Just run you through the teams again before we get into the second half. Pickford in goal. Trippier and Shaw the fullbacks. Maguire and Stones the centre-backs. Rice and Bellingham are the central midfielders, with Saka and Sterling the inside forwards. Mount is sort of a number 8 rather than number 10 as he's listed there. And Harry Kane is the striker. For the Iranians, Biren Vand did start. You can see him listed up there. He's obviously been subbed off, replaced by Hosseini. Namesake of number 19 there. You can see it's centre half. The other two centre halves there, Cheshmi and Pourali Ganji. Moharami and Mohammadi are the fullbacks. We thought they were going to be wing backs, but I suppose the average position has popped them a little bit further back, given they've been defending their penalty box most of the game. Across the midfield there, Jahanbakhsh, Nurali, Karimi and Safi with Taremi up front. I think the intention was for Jahanbakhsh to be a bit further forward, but frankly, the Iranians have been defending the entire game, haven't they? We should be all good to go for the second half very, very soon. But there we go. Any goal is good, but they were 3 beauties. They were indeed. Nice to see the finishing on point early in the tournament from England. Not just from England. Valencia and his 2 goals for Ecuador yesterday as well. Wonder what changes he'll make in the second half. Vindaloo, that is a great and very pertinent question. So you would imagine Kane will stay on until he scores, but then I would be taking Kane out and keeping him as fresh as possible. So I expect we'll see Callum Wilson. And then again, any number of players you could imagine being put in. In terms of fitness, it's Maddison, Walker and Phillips that need the minutes. We think Maddison is actually injured, so we probably won't see him. But we think particularly Kyle Walker and Calvin Phillips. If there's a way of getting Calvin Phillips in for 5 minutes, I'd be very pro that. And then you'd imagine it will be the typical players off the front. If Sterling is not needed after an hour, maybe take him out and keep him nice and fresh. He's always such a vital player for England, Raheem Sterling. The players are out and, oh, goodness me. Very helpfully, we are having a triple substitution for the Iranians. As if I was bad enough already at saying these fellas' names, it is going to be a triple sub for the Iranians. Numbers 6, 13 and 17 are in. So they've now made 4 of their subs. I will make a note and I will update the ticker as soon as practicable, to be honest, because it's going to be a little bit confusing with me with some of the names. But it is a triple sub, I believe. Etzatalahi and 13 was Kanani, and number 17 Golizadeh. And yeah, just wish me luck with those pronunciations as we go. It's going to be fun in the second half. Hopefully, we're going to be just focusing mainly on the England players. And hopefully some further goals for England as Maguire receives the ball from Stones. He knocks it back to Pickford. Headed down, given away, bit of a hospital ball to be fair, that Rice gave away in the first instance. Looks like there's a foul there in central midfield. Pickford holds his hands up and apologises for that turnover. He deems that his fault. Out went Jahanbash checks me and one other that I didn't quite catch. We will get up to date with these substitutions. Wasn't expecting a triple at halftime from Iran. Carlos Queiroz, evidently unhappy. I think it's Karimi, number 18, the other player, withdrawn. England 3, Iran 0. And here come England and Jude Bellingham. Saka gets his feet in a muddle. Kane in a crossing position again. Get in the box, Harry. We want to see you get a goal today. Although I'm quite happy for him to assist them. As long as they're going in, I'm sure none of us care who's scoring them. Sure. Rice. Maguire, lovely ball to Rice. Bellingham. It's a good football game by England, but Bukayo Saka was offside. Right, let's try and do these subs one at a time and get them into the ticker. Can I do a clever copy and paste there? I wonder if I can. Let's see if that works for Jahanbash. Oh, it does. But we're definitely going to utilize that in future then. And as soon as I say that, the yellow card has come out, I think, for the number 8, Poralganji, for a foul on Kane. Just catches the England captain. It's going to be a free kick to the Free Lions. I need me arrow, guys. Kane is still down. Up you get, please, Harry. Maybe we can take this opportunity to get these subs all sorted. Gareth Southgate, understandably, protective of his captain, not too happy with that tackle. Forgive me while I sort the ticker out. This stoppage does seem as good a time as any to indeed do it. Harry Kane is up on his feet and good to go. Would you believe? But 2 out of 3, in the words of Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. He's had problems with his right ankle before. Don't say that, Anu. Please, no problems with any part of Harry Kane's anatomy for the next 4 weeks, please. Free kick to England, which Kieran Trippier is over, and it's going to be a shot at goal, I would imagine, being nobody is really in the box. Trippier with the right foot, probably about 3 steps. Keeper's offering him the right-hand side. Trippier puts it into the wall, bounces back. Trippier's recycle is charged down, and it's back with Luke Shaw. He's probably going to have to go home to Pickford, is he? He plays the percentages and just knocks that one forward. Trippier does well, actually, to hold it up. Sterling tries to backheel, breaks for Trippier again. Trippier gets fouled, does he? I don't know what the referee was saying there. Was that advantage or was that no foul? Bit confused by the hand signalling from the ref. Trippier has stayed down. Maguire puts it out. And once again, we will all play the "We hope Trippier is okay" game. Trippier is not very interested in what the ref has to say. Was it a foul? Have a look. Just treads on his toe, doesn't he? So in terms of was it a foul or not, I guess you could say it was just coming together. Doesn't make it any less painful for Kieran Trippier. 13 for 8 is the last sub I need to stick on here. Sorry, 18, excuse me. And I think we're all done. Then all I need to do is learn another 3 Iranian players' names. We're good to go again. Thank you, everybody, for being patient while I do the ticker, which I believe is now correct. Certainly in terms of the players on the pitch. Who was subbed for who? It's always a bit of a confusing one when they just do 3 on and 3 off. You don't know which specific player has come on for which other player. But what I do know is Iran have made 4 of their 5 subs already. Am I still in the sin bin, Ian? No, you're not. We didn't actually put you in. I think you deserve to go in for the Iran joke, but I took pity on you, Ian. Don't mess with my trips. No, please no. A fullback that can play either side and take all the set plays. We don't want him injured. Pickford clears long. There is the aforementioned Trippier. Is Saka. Bellingham. Saka. Mount. Bellingham, well played. Bellingham just skips past his man. Brilliant play. Oh, unlucky. Superb move down the right-hand side by England's right-sided players and Jude Bellingham getting over there. Lovely little drop of the shoulder there to beat his man. Jude Bellingham very much waving a flag saying, I'm going to be in the England central midfield for the next decade if, if things go as we hope they do for him. Trippier takes the corner. Oh, bit flappy from the keeper there, Hosseini. It's headed clear. Declan Rice wins it back. Declan Rice crosses, and it's going to be another corner. Lovely stuff and play by Bellingham. Absolutely. Trippier lines up to take another corner. Here it comes, right-footed. Maguire, the target as ever. Here's Mount on the recycle. Kane. Saka. Kane. Saka again on the left wing. Shaw. Oh, nice feed. Mount. Not a very good cross by Mason Mount and easily gathered by Hosseini, who tries to launch a counter-attack here for the Iranians. But England win the ball back fairly expediently. Here come England again. All give and go. Sterling is clear. Sterling careering towards goal. Oh, he just had a bad touch there. Sterling. Defender came and nicked it off him. Really good opening for Sterling there. Played the Kane and Son trick there, didn't they? With Kane coming short and playing Sterling in. Good covering by the defender. Lovely flick by Harry Kane there. Nothing wrong with his ankle there. Just a little bit of a heavy first touch by Sterling. But to be fair, when I was watching it back, I probably got overexcited. I thought he was in on goal, and the covering defender was pretty much there from the word go, wasn't he? Why are they making him replace that corner? It's clearly overhanging the line. Shaw is going to take the corner for England from the left. In it comes. Cleared out to the edge of the box. Mount has fouled his man on the edge of the box, though. Kane and Sterling on fire. Yeah, beautiful give and go, wasn't it? Mohammedi tries to come down the left. Doesn't get very far very quickly because Jude Bellingham was in his way. Jude Bellingham's playing like a bit of a boss today. Here's Maguire. Poor ball by him. Oh, God. The Iranians win it back. The wing-back slips over. And Mount runs past the ball and the Iranians keep it after all that. Can they fashion themselves an attack? Here is poor Ali Ganji. It's gone long forward. The arms are up, appealing for offside. The England players should know that unless an Iranian either makes an attempt or plays the ball, that the flag will not go up. Regardless of how long they stand there with their arms up like Tony Adams. Shaw knocks that one back in to Maguire and Stones. Ian, welcome. Always good to hear from Ian, my Rotherham correspondent. Always in the know on all things Rotherham. Here is Bukayo Saka down the right. He's got a bit of space. Feeds in. Sterling, edge of the box. Oh, poor ball from Sterling. He had 2 over as well if that pass was on the money. Big switch of play for Iran. And there's a foul being given. I think possibly Taremi just jumped into his man there. Yeah. Yeah, Taremi on Maguire. Shove in the back. Mount. Bellingham. Mount. Maguire. Rice. Lovely ball by Rice through the lines. Here is Saka. Oh, Saka with a feed to Bellingham. Good body strength from Bellingham. Shaw hits the shot. Deflected. Saka wins it back in the air. Jude Bellingham's just making me laugh now. He's taken the mick, isn't he? He just literally stood his ground and completely manhandled the Iranian defender. He's obviously headed one into the top corner, showed lovely flight of feet, beautiful pass, and he just showed his physicality and his strength there. I know I'm telling you stuff you already know about Jude Bellingham, but he looks well and truly ready for this World Cup, doesn't he? And yes, I know he'll come up against more difficult teams than this one, but would I rather he played well or he played badly? Well, I'd rather he played well, and he certainly is. How's the light, guys? Do I need a bit more? I'm still a work in progress on the settings on all of this. Is that a bit better? Let me know. Do you prefer it a bit brighter like that? I just don't want my face to be whited out. Let me split the difference. How's that? We're trying to be professional here on the Benjamin Bloom football channel. Had the blooming garage renovated for this. Is Queiroz coaching Iran or Gareth Ainsworth? No comment. Wasn't impressed with the lack of program for them. Did they not do one, Liam? Liam's a great collector of programs, which we love to see. Jordan Pickford is about to take a restart for England, which will no doubt go short into one of the centre halves. I'm completely wrong. Fell flat on my face there. It goes long. Kane, little layoff. And headed back home astutely there. God, look at that stat. Passes completed. England 453. Iran 83. I don't know where we are in percentage terms. My brain isn't that far advanced. 80-20 is the possession. Goodness me. Oh, here come England. Saka on the edge of the box. Saka into the box. Sorts his feet out. He wants a shot. And that is why he wants a shot. He sticks it in the corner. His second of the game. Bukayo Saka. Brilliant performance from him. As he was going in there, it was very, very clear he wasn't going to pass. And he was right not to pass because he's drilled it into the corner. And it is England 4, Iran 0. Well played, Saka. A brilliant fourth goal for England. He just drifted and drifted until he got himself a good scoring opportunity. Sterling is going to get the assist. Saka, he comes inside 1, inside 2, hits it between the other two centre-backs. And England lead 4-0. Saka joins Enner Valencia as the top scorer in the tournament. I think that one took a little deflection as well. Some deflections are good luck. Some deflections are because you're playing against a low block who have about 500 players in the box. That deflection may not have altered the trajectory too much, but it is 4-0 to England, who are right royally hammering Iran, who have now made their 5th substitution. So I believe Sterling has now got a goal and an assist in this game. And Saka has scored twice. England sharing the goal contributions out. And the Iranians have made another sub. Tarabi, number 16, in for Mohammadi, number 5, who had been playing as a wing-back. I'll go to your comments in just a second. Let me just update. So that is a 5th sub for Iran, and we still have just the thick end of half an hour, about 27 minutes to play here. Get your thoughts in on a very professional performance by England, who now lead 4-0. We do have Nurali, who crosses it into the box. Nuralahi, excuse me. Saka, golden boot winner. Well, we'll see, because he might be about to come off. I can see Callum Wilson and Phil Foden as a third player there, but they've taken the camera off them. About to come on. Grimsby Stevenage last Saturday Mariners programme is excellent. I want to watch Stevenage in the flesh this season as well. I'm quite the fan of what Steve Evans has done, despite the fact I might not be quite the fan of Steve Evans. But you've got to love a really old school direct team. Oh, and there is a goal back for Iran. Jordan Pickford is furious. Taremi has scored. No clean sheet for England. The ball came in from the right, and Taremi smashed that one bar and in. England, just lack of concentration there. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. It was charged down first by Bellingham. It's a really good finish, actually. Nice reverse ball. And Taremi blasts that one bar and in. Woof. 4-1. Despite the fact I've still got it, it's 3-0 up on the screen. There we go. Just as those 3 subs were about to be made, I think it was, and I'll try and pronounce his name properly, Golizade, who slipped through that lovely reverse ball. And Taremi with the finish. And the Iranians have a goal back. Harry Maguire is down. They're doing concussion protocol on the England centre-back now. Not entirely sure why or what indeed happened. I'm sure they have good reason. The Iranians just having a power wow, and it looks like the triple substitution has been cancelled. Callum Wilson has put his bib back on. Harry Maguire looks like he might be a bit groggy. Yeah, he's coming out. Eric Dyer. Oh, that's a shame for Callum Wilson, who I think was just about to come on, and now he's not going to be just about to come on. And I think that might be a concussion substitute. So England will be able to have 6 substitutions in this game, judging by the way Maguire is holding his head and how groggy he's looking. New room, Prim. Yes, indeed. This is my garage, which we have renovated. Very happy to be in here. Waiting to see Qatar's reaction after that lady put on the LGBT armband live on camera. Was it an Iranian lady? Oh, dear. Hopefully there is no reaction with someone wearing an armband, but we live in hope. They promised us pride flags would be allowed. Are they allowed? Well, they're very much allowed here on our stream, of course. Whether they're allowed in the stadiums or not, I don't know. Pass. If they are, they've not been picked up on camera for sure. Alex, yeah, I saw Alex Scott wearing one. I think the post. Oh no, the poster did just put after that lady. Yeah, good afternoon, my friend. Alex Scott wore the Pride armband. Don't ask me. You would think an armband would be fairly inoffensive, given the messaging, I believe, of the armband is a positive one love message. So I can understand the position that the captains don't get to wear them. I get that. Oh, Iran are into the box here again. Decent block. England need to just switch on here. Jordan Pickford's ranting like Peter Schmeichel. So, yeah, I understand the captains not getting to wear them, and fine, whatever. I understand both sides of the view on that. Alex Scott is not one of the players, so I don't particularly see why they would have any issue in terms of a FIFA and protocol issue. But in terms of a wider issue as to what certain people and certain aspects of regimes think of it, well, again, we live in hope. Right, I think we are going to get a quadruple substitution. There we go. Is that a pride flag, or have they edited it in StreamYard there? It doesn't look like the right colours, but I take the point, Prim, and we're very happy to post them on our channel here. You'll get no pushback from me because I like freedom of speech. unsurprisingly. How about that for a concept? And freedom of sexuality as well. There's a pride flag. There you go. Got the right one now. Right, Rashford, Foden, Grealish and Dyer are all on for England. If I'd been paying attention and not reading the chat, I would have seen Marcus Rashford for England 5-1 up with his first touch. Wow. What an arrival from Rashford. Goodness me, I was just having a look to see who he'd come on for, and he's literally just smashed it in with his first touch. It's a lovely back in and ball from Harry Kane, who gets his second assist. Rashford cuts inside, slides it in. 5-1. Well, he wasn't cold, Rashford. Lovely feet, wasn't it? And an easy finish in the end. Woof. In it goes. England 5, Iran 1. Marcus Rashford, before I can even stick him on the ticker, Gareth Southgate loves that. We all love that. And it's 5-1 to England. It's probably going to take me about 10 minutes to put all the right names in the ticker on the substitutions. So who came out? Mount, Saka, Sterling and Maguire. So the three off the front and Maguire. I need to know what numbers everyone's wearing as well. So I'll do this bit by bit. You fill the comments up. We'll stick Dyer in for Maguire. What was Dyer wearing? Was it 16? I think it was. 15. Out by 1. Dyer in for Maguire. You don't mind which order I put the three off the front in, do you? Rashford 11, Grealish 7. Let's do those two first. What a chore. One day, I dream someone could do this for me. Oh, Callum Wilson is going to come on after all, presumably for Harry Kane, after he got another assist. Still not quite on the score sheet. Marcus Rashford, whose name I'm about to type, is on the score sheet. He scores England's 5th in a commanding, use whatever word you're comfortable with, hammering, thrashing of Iran here. We're about to see Callum Wilson, so Harry Kane has probably got about another 30 seconds on the pitch. There's a diag going over, looking for Kieran Trippier. Nothing doing there as England prepare for their 5th sub. And Bellingham gets dragged down. Advantage given. England waste the advantage. Most people like to blame that on the referee when the team wastes the advantage, but I won't do that. Don't worry. It is Bellingham up on his feet again. That's nearly a Michael Bolton song, isn't it? Now I'm back on my feet again. Stones, Trippier, Rice. Rashford trying to get down the line. Just eased off the ball. We still haven't had Callum Wilson appear yet. We're going to get another Iranian substitution. Oh, of course, the Iran goalie substitute must have been a concussion sub. So both sides could make 6 subs in this game, which is, yeah, great if you're trying to keep up with all of these blooming exotically sounding Iranian names. Harry Kane has come off now. Callum Wilson wearing number 24. is on for him. And we will be getting one more Iranian substitute. And I would say then that's it. But I believe England could still make one more if they so desired. Right, I think I can go to some of your comments now. Woof. A few YouTubers having to think up a new script for the next 4 days. Oh, don't worry, Vindaloo. The negative Nellies will just hold their thoughts until we have a difficult game. Sorry, I'm just weeding through the comments here. Oh, Taremi was in again, actually, in the right-hand side of the penalty. It's got a bit loose, this, hasn't it, since it went 4-0. I came in for the results. Now I'm staying to try and hear Ben pronounce the names. I'm struggling, Prim. I'm struggling. Do you know the worst one was Poor Ali Ganji. Poor Ali Ganji. And I bet if I was Iranian, that would just roll off the tongue. You know who we need to speak to? One of Shaylee's work colleagues is Iranian. And she sends us Iranian food every now and then. It's bloody lovely. Although she's called Tara, although that's not actually her name. She has an English name and an Iranian name. Don't ask me to pronounce her Iranian name. Asmoon shouldn't be too hard to pronounce. Oh, yeah, but I'm terrible, Anir. Anyway, didn't you live in UAE, Anir? So you have a distinct advantage over pronouncing names from that vast region of the world than I do. The number 3 from Qatar was called Fadlallah, whatever. It's Grealish. I can pronounce his name. Been watching him for years. Grealish. Rashford. Poor ball in by Rashford after his brilliant entrance into the game. I'm sure you've debated this already, but Iran's FIFA ranking is 20. They must have dominated their particular region group then, I guess. I suspect it'll be dropping. Ahadme. I think I got it. Gassan. What nationality is he, Rich? Ahadme. I don't even know. Rashford from Bellingham's pass. I'm sure Bellingham will probably be named man of the match, but let's be honest, it could be about 7 players. George. Benjamin. Very good England. Yeah, they have been. Actually, up until 4-0, they were perfect professional, but then it's just got a little bit pre-season friendly since it went 4-0 and 4-1 and 5-1 now. Slip down the line there. Kieran Trippier doing that thing that really annoys fans where the pass doesn't get completed and he still applauds it. Born in Spain, represented Morocco. Has he really? Interesting. Do you remember that guy Nabet? Ladapo. I can do it, Ladapo. Nabet from Morocco. He was quality, wasn't he? Centre half. Mustafa Haji. Throw in to the Iranians. About 10 to go. 79:42 on the clock. Hopefully, we won't have 14 minutes of stoppage time like we did in the first half. But we, of course, hope that, and I will try and pronounce his name, Biran Van is not too badly hurt from that horrible clash of heads. Iran played 10, won 8, drew 1, lost 1. There you go. That's why their ranking's so high. Never mind the opposition. Oh, thank you everybody for joining today. Our second World Cup watch along. And for those people that are going to moan when we get a 0-0, in the 2 watch alongs so far, we've had 8 goals. I think we're going to see all of them right now. Jude Bellingham, brilliant header into the top corner. Bukayo Saka, maybe a little bit of a snick of a deflection on that one. Love Sterling's goal. That's an absolute beaut, wasn't it? Saka, lovely feet and a little bit of a snick on that one. And Rashford's absolutely brutalising the defence here. Steps inside, left foot, quality finish. Actually, the finish for the Iranians goal was very decent. Slammed that one, bar and in. Do you want to go into fake news sin bin, Liam? My watch-alongs are never 0-0. Does anyone know when my last 0-0 watch-along is? I know we had a big gap whilst we couldn't do them next to Enid sleeping. Feels a while since we've had one, doesn't it? Foden. Bellingham. Can't believe I'm going to say it. Poor ball by Bellingham, who's been pretty spotless in this game. Grealish, Bellingham, Grealish. Grealish. England v Italy. Oh, God. That was a cesspool, wasn't it? The chat was not happy during England v Italy. To be fair, I don't think any of the players wanted to play in that game, did they? They were like, can we just be done with the season now? Stones, Rashford, Rice, Pickford, Bellingham, Dyer. Nice turn by Foden. Lovely ball too. Rashford out on the right wing. Attack the fullback, Marcus. Go on. And he goes into the box. So he does just that. Oh, Rashford. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Brilliant feat by Rashford. Oh, hefty one on Grealish there. He jumped straight back up. Foden, lovely little... I tell you what, a few of these England players have got some swagger, haven't they? Improved XG. Any connection? What, the stats? Well, I've switched from SofaScore to FootMob. Do you find that more accurate? Let me know. I often use Infogol actually for XG, but I think we'll need to have a big, broad, open mind on XG, that it is a probability stat and everyone's going to look slightly different. I just figure the only way around that is to always go with the same provider, and then you'll get that level of consistency. No yellow cards would be a nice bonus. Yes, agree with that, Mike. I love this feat from Rashford. He looks so confident, doesn't he? To be fair, I've given Rashford credit. That's probably one of the worst attempted tackles I've ever seen. I'm exaggerating, aren't I? It wasn't a very good tackle. Sorry, I always tell people off for exaggerating in the chat. Grealish. Lovely feet as ever. Rashford to Bellingham. Rashford. Oh, look at that acceleration from Rashford. He's playing really well. Slips it on as soon as I said it. Obviously, gives the ball away. Rashford looks dangerous as anything in this game. Yeah. 5-2, 5-1 since the setup. You like that, don't you? Hey? Do you start the same front three in the next game? I think the team will now pick itself in the next game. It will be unchanged, won't it? On the basis that before any subs were made, it was 4-0. Grealish. Foden. Rashford. Grealish. Foden. Rashford. Oh, getting excited there. Would have been a hell of a goal, that. Rashford back to Rice. Well defended in the end by the Iranians. Declan Rice gives the ball away, though. He was tempted to pull his man back there, but I think, like Mike pointed out, he didn't want the yellow card. Could I put a nice picture up for the wall? My studio is sort of memorabilia. I've tried to go for the look that I can light. So whatever I put behind me has to be vaguely plain because we're trying to do the coloured picture. Right. Do we need to give our thoughts and prayers to the Peckham poet, who I think is in a bad mood? Look, not a fan of this kit. And then the next comment, Poxy Trumpets should be banned from all foot. So I hope you're okay, the Peckham poet. Do comment again. See if you can say something nice about something or anything. Obviously, your right to free speech is okay. You're allowed not to like the kit or the trumpets. But why don't you tell us something you like? Mr. Town Scarf. The Town Scarf made me very, very sarcastic because people would ask me which team I support. And I would say, if only there was a clue somewhere in the picture. Hey? I can suggest Ian is a very good host if you do go up to Rotherham. He'll buy you a free pint. Which he did for me, very kindly. There you go. The Peckham poet, unbelievable scenes. I like your hair. The number one guaranteed way to get your comment read out. Although, I think Prim might be sailing close to the fake news sin bin with a terrible joke here. A proxy trumpet. Is it a trumpet that allows you to watch USA Netflix? If you want Prim in the fake news sin bin, although, is that worse than Ian's joke earlier about Iran? Probably not, is it? I don't know. Does Prim get away with it? You can tell the game's dying down now if I'm buffooning in the chat. Great word for a musician. Bellingham. Do you want to give me your man of the match for this one? Who do you think's your man of the match? You've got a choice of about 7 England players, probably. Bellingham's been really good, hasn't he? Give it Rashford for his sub cameo. He's been incredible. Sterling and Saka both really good. Oh, here come Callum Wilson into the box. He's got 2 over. Wilson squares it. Grealish! 6-1 to England. Jack Grealish gets the goal. So unselfish from Callum Wilson, who's got a huge smile on his face. No one would have blamed Callum Wilson for shooting there. He's a striker, clean through on goal. But he saw 2 players, it was Grealish, I think, and Foden, absolutely sprinting to get into the box. And he squares it up, and Jack Grealish has a very easy chance for a £100 million footballer. And little Phil, as Jack calls him, so pleased to see his teammates score. So am I. 6-1 to England, who have dominated this game. What a performance from the Three Lions. Go on, Jack. 6-1 to England. Get your thoughts in via the comments. Woof. You love to see it. Panama repeated. Go on, England. Absolutely. Bellingham for man of the match. I think you'd probably get it from the TV as well, wouldn't he? 6. Wow. Rich is off for a work call. There you go. Bellingham is world class. He looks it against Iran. Let's hope he can continue to be world class against maybe France or Argentina. If the quarterfinals pan out how we think they might. How much stoppage time is there, guys? Did anybody see? We're into it, however much there is, and it has been a brilliant performance today by England. I'm sure the negative Nellies, well, as we know with the negative Nellies, they just won't say anything. They won't give Southgate or England any credit. They'll just go quiet until something negative happens that they can be negative about. But it'll be nice. Frankly, it'll be nice not to hear from them after this game, although their argument will be that Iran aren't very good, which is true. Why have we got 10 minutes stoppage time? Oh, my God. Man of the match, Cody. Never put a foot wrong. No. Agreed. Can anyone tell me why we got 10 minutes stoppage time? Is it for all the goals England have scored? And can we get a seventh? They've really gone hell for leather on the stoppage time. There's obviously been some kind of time-wasting edict to say, look, there's going to be just tons and tons of stoppage time. I just got no idea why there's that much. And I know you shouldn't decide the stoppage time on the score of the game, but it's 6-1 for God's sake. What are we playing for? We're enjoying ourselves. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to watch England leading 6-1, pinging the ball about, having 80% possession. But there we go. Maguire's injury, yes, that's right. But was it 10 minutes? I don't know. Dear oh me. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. And don't just hit it for me, hit it for England, who have scored 6 in the World Cup here against Iran. Foden. Bellingham. Oh, brilliant pass by Bellingham outside of his foot in between two marking players. Grealish back to Bellingham. Stones clips it in, flicked on by Bellingham. Grealish keeps that one in. Grealish back to the brilliant Bellingham, who crosses in looking for Wilson. Can't quite get there. How do we think Maguire played today? Yeah, he had a cigar on like most of the England players. He was excellent from attacking. I think that's the thing that the negative Nancy's, negative Nellies or negative Nancy's forget about Maguire is that all of the set plays are aimed towards him as well, and he wins a lot of them. So, yeah, I think Maguire was good. Bellingham or Saka for man of the match. We want 7. I think Bellingham's going to get man of the match, isn't he? But I will accept Sterling, Saka. Well, I'll accept anyone's opinion, frankly, because it's their opinion. Grealish is fouled. I'm going to read this dad joke. Lots of stoppage time so fans can buy more beer. But here comes Rice marauding down the pitch. Good word for a musician as well, isn't it? Eh? Grealish, Bellingham, Shaw, Bellingham, Rice, Stones, Foden, Dyer, and it's back home to Pickford. England just keeping the ball. Stones, Trippier, Stones, Foden. Lovely touch by Foden, but Wilson can't hold it up. And might we get an Iran attack here? In comes the cross. Oh, I thought they'd lost Taremi again there on the back post. Didn't quite control the header. Declan Rice gets something on it, and here comes an England counter. Foden. Wilson is sprinting through the middle. Foden, who I like very much. Overhits the through ball. Sarr starts for Senegal today. Is Njai playing for Senegal? Are the teams up already? I suppose we had so much stoppage time in this one that... It's overlapped. Oh, yellow card out for that one, please, referee. Goodness me. Grealish just gets completely taken out. Has he not booked him? If that's not a yellow card, I don't know what is, for God's sakes. What a terrible tackle by poor Ali Ganji. Anything that was poor about that was the tackle. Here comes Foden into the box. Foden lifts it up to the back stick. Rashford has fouled his man. It's going to be a free kick to Iran. Oh, stop it. Is that true? Jude Bellingham, first player born after 2000 to score a goal at a world... What, any nation, not just England? Incredible. Yeah, I suppose to have scored in the 2018 World Cup and been born after... Yeah, you'd have to be 17 or very early 18-year-old, wouldn't you? I suppose if you were born on January the 1st, 2000... You might have been 18 during the tournament. Would you have been? Yeah. Yeah, you've been 18 in 6 months, wouldn't you? I can't add it up. That tournament was in June. Oh, they're in. Iran are going to score. Oh, what a miss. Oh, it's the number 20 who was clean through. I think Pickford may have got a hand on it. Azmoun, he's got to score. This is the World Cup, fella. England loose again. Does Pickford get a hand? He shouldn't have a prayer on this one. It's a good save, isn't it? Pele was 16, but he wasn't born after 2000, Stefan. Oh, dearie me. Pele in 1958. Scored in the final, didn't he? Against Sweden. In a 5-2 win, am I correct? Free kick to Iran. Woo! Oh, excuse me. Dangerous position. It's going to be swung in by Safi from the right-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger with the left foot. We are 98 minutes and 55 seconds. Both halves have been over 55 minutes. In comes the free kick. And Pickford, oh, catch that, Jordan. Come on. Punch is clear. He could have either caught that or left it. Some WWE stuff going on in the box. Are we having reviews after every round? Maybe. We'll definitely do some more predictions as well. We'll give the people what they want. Someone tell me, is there a day's grace between the end of the group stages and the round of 16? I know we're going hell for leather through all of this. Game stopped here. I don't know if VAR's having a look at something. Oh, I think someone might be about to get red carded. Oh, no, they're checking a penalty. Okay. So the last action, well, if he's going over to check it, he's going to give it, isn't he? The last action of this game is going to probably be a goal for Iran by the look of it. Poor old ref's got to run miles over to the VAR screen. We know what happens when they get asked to have a look, don't we? Let's have a look. There's a tug of the shirt by John Stones. I mean, I can hear all the England fans saying, what about the one on Harry Maguire in the first couple of minutes? I mean, he's pulled his shirt. If they give this, they're setting a precedent in the World Cup that there's going to be a lot of penalties. Let's see what the ref does. Normally, when they go to the screen, they give it, don't they? I personally think if they do give this, they're going to have to give a lot of penalties. But if they've been told no shirt pulling in the box, what's he given? Let's see when he walks back on. Penalty. John Stones penalised for a tug on the shirt, and it's going to be a penalty for Iran. Yes, I can accept, as my light has run out of battery there. Yes, I can accept that is a penalty, fine. What about the one in the first half, though, where Maguire was thrown to the deck? 1 second, guys. So we'll stick the main lights on. It may be a bit bright. There we go. Let me turn the sound down. Are we going to get an 8th goal in this game? Quite probably. And a chance for Taremi, sorry for the lighting, to get his 2nd. Up he steps from the spot. Hopefully we won't see England facing too many penalties this tournament. This is the first. 102 minutes into the longest football match in the history of the world. That didn't include extra time. You know what I mean. Well, we're getting a lovely Who Wants to Be a Millionaire close-up of Taremi's face. Here he comes. Jogs on the spot. Right-footed. Scores. 6-2. England 6, Iran 2. And surely a precedent set now in terms of shirt pulling in the box. I agree with everyone who's going to say, so you can manhandle people, you can't tug the shirt. Ho-hum. VAR, everybody. Not necessarily VAR that's the issue. It's the complex and different interpretations of the laws in football. But there we go. And I'd imagine we're going to get full time straight after this centre is taken. And there we go. England 6, Iran 2. The only blot on England's copybook, obviously conceding 2 goals. Although, let's be honest, the second one, given the penalty that wasn't given early in the game, is a bit of an odd decision, isn't it? So there you go. Jude Bellingham, an absolute star today. Let me just bang through all of the goal scorers for you in the order that everything went in. It was Bellingham who opened the scoring on 35. Saka made it 2-0 on 44. And then, it's all reversed. There you go. Sterling 3-0, Saka 4-0, Taremi 4-1, Rashford 5-1, Grealish 6-1. Taremi 6-2 in the 103rd minute. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Bit of a long one in the end. These should take about 2 hours, 10 minutes. This one, obviously, I did 15 minutes extra at the beginning, coming up 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button before you go. And I will see you all tonight at 7 p.m. for Wales and USA. Over and out.